So, hello friends, welcome to the Mind Gym. And are you feeling lucky? If you are feeling lucky, then you must participate in the lucky draw. As you can see here on the screen, the command that you must send in your message is sign of exclamation followed by join without any gap, and then automatically our system will include you in the lucky draw. The lucky draw will be carried out soon after this quiz, and the person who wins will be given a free angels reading which is worth 1000 rupees. So if you're feeling lucky, you must participate in the free contest. All right, now let's begin the quiz. And this quiz is about the daily trivia, especially the events that took place today, and therefore you must keep following these quiz and important incident that happened today. This will help you prepare for your exams as well. So let's go to the first question, and that is, well, before we start, since it is Christmas today, I would like to wish everyone Merry Christmas, whoever is watching us. And this is an observation, not a question, because today is Christmas and 25th December. So, did you know that the first written record of Christmas being celebrated was found in the year 352 AD? And before that, even though Christmas was celebrated every year on December 25th, however, there are no written records, so we are not entirely sure. So we can start our quiz by giving you this trivia, which is, in the year 352, first definitive date of Christmas being celebrated on December 25th is recorded. All right, let's move to the next question. Now here comes the question. In the year 1482, English King Edward IV holds a lavish Christmas feast, and the question is, for how many people at his palace? So the whole issue is, while you can send me your answers, I will get the answer displayed on the screen here, and we will celebrate your if your answers are correct. All right, so the whole point is that back in the day, in the 1400th century, a king calling people for his for a Christmas bonanza, Christmas dinner party, and called X number of people, and it became such a big deal that it is recorded in history. Can you imagine? So what would be your guess? How many people would have attended the king's gala party on Christmas Eve? Can you make a guess? I must tell you that the numbers may baffle you, because such numbers are everyday affair nowadays. But back in the days, attending, so many people attending was a big deal, and so much so that it was recorded in the history. So let me give you the answer. Meanwhile, you keep trying, guessing the answer for it, because faster you try, better it would be for you. All right, so let me give you the answer to this question, and that is 2000. So 2000 people attending the gala Christmas Eve dinner party organized by the king became such a big deal. From today's standard, this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing from today's standard. So we keep growing. We know that we keep growing, the facility keeps improving, but this incident is recorded in the history, which happened on December 25th. Let's move on to the next question. In the year 1492, which is today, December 25th, Christopher Columbus' flagship runs aground and sinks. It runs aground and sinks. The crew of the ship was left to found a colony till the Columbus returns from Spain. What was the name of his flagship? What was the name of his flagship vehicle, which is the ship which ran aground today on December 25th in the year 1492? So friends, Christopher Columbus flagship is very well known, although this question is a trick question. Basically, if you know the flagship of Christopher Columbus, using that ship Christopher went on all his journeys. He actually discovered the new world, which is now known as Americas, North and South, and he was actually riding the flagship, which is the captain's ship. And if you know the journeys of Columbus, then you would actually also know the name of his flagship, which actually ran aground today on December 25th and sank. Okay, while I wait for your answer, I see some answers. Let me display the name. So Edify Learning says Santa Maria. All right, so I'm displaying your name and Edify Learning. Let's find out if your answer is correct. Absolutely right. Santa Maria is the name of the flagship of Christopher Columbus. In that flagship, or the ship, or the captain's ship, Christopher went around sailing the Atlantic, crossed the Atlantic, and discovered the new world, which is now known as America. And by the way, today we call it a pond, not an ocean, because we say that we have crossed the pond. Things have changed so much in past so many years. But on December 25th, 1492, Santa Maria sank. All right, let's move to the next question. All the best, Edified Learning. Let's see if you can guess the next one. In the year 1599, what is the name of the first city which was established in Brazil on December 25th? 1599, first city of Brazil founded on December 25th. Well, Brazil, if you don't know, is a Portuguese colony, friends. And Brazil was basically established. When the settlers came, or the Portuguese guys came, they saw so much of jungle and all that. So, do you know what is the name of Brazil? Brazil is the name of a tree, which if you go to Brazil, if you visit Sao Paulo, you can see the seat of the government in Sao Paulo. And there you will see this tree called Brazil. So since this tree was such a unique tree, and the Portuguese settler came from Portugal, obviously they saw this tree, and therefore they called this new land Brazil, which is also the name of the tree in the native language, the Incas language, whichever the native tribe was living in that area. So what was the name of the first city? First city in the sense that first European settler city, as we know Brazil as a country today. What is the name of this city? Let me give you the answer. I have not seen any answer so far, but let me go to the answer real quick. It's the city of Natal. City of Natal is the answer, which was the first city established in the country of Brazil by the Portuguese settler. And today Brazil is a Portuguese speaking country, the only country in America which speaks Portuguese. Rest of the other Latin American countries and South American countries speak Spanish. So the only Portuguese area, only Portuguese land in South America is Brazil. Let's quickly move to the next question. In the year 1656, who creates the first pendulum clock? Very simple. You should be able to guess this answer. Let me tell you something. We talk about variables today in the 21st century, and there are all kinds of variables. There is a meter which can track your movement, and it will tell you how many steps you have taken, how many miles you have run, etc. There is a tracker for your heartbeat, and also the watch, etc. The variables of different kinds are there. However, I would say that the variable is not the modern invention. It was invented with the pendulum clock, and when you shrink shrink the size of the pendulum clock to a pocket watch, therefore the pocket watch became the first variable. So, who invented the pendulum? The first pendulum is the question. And I see answer from Edified Learning. And Edified Learning says Christian Huygen. Let me display your name. Christian Huygen is the name that you are giving Edified Learning. Let's find out if your answer is correct. Absolutely right, Edified Learning. Christian Huygen is a very popular name. If you are a science student, you would know Christian Huygen actually is very popular. He has given a lot of theories and given there are new discoveries that Christian Huygen was instrumental in giving about that, taking this science after the Renaissance to the next level. He is a Dutch astronomer and mathematician. So great, Edified Learning, you are able to give this answer correctly. Christian Huygen is a Dutch national scientist, astronomer, and mathematician. He was also instrumental in inventing the first pocket watch. He used to basically carry his own invention in his pocket and flaunt that. And people used to get surprised that you are carrying time with you, because that was a big deal back in the days. All right, let's move to the next question. By the way, only 2 entries so far in the lucky draw. So if you feel lucky, follow the instructions, type exclamation followed by join, and you can join the lucky draw. All right, let's move to the next question real quick. In the year 1868, despite bitter opposition, which president grants unconditional pardon to all persons involved in the Civil War, basically the Southern Rebellion, who lost to the Union in the United States of America. So who was the president who actually gave unconditional pardon? Basically, he said nothing has happened, so you are free to go. In my opinion, this is a very amazing thing to do. Back in the days, a president of United States pardoned all the people who rose against the government, seat of the government. It was an act of treason, yet the president pardons the people who actually carried out the Civil War and was instrumental in raising arm against the state that created the Civil War. And it's a bloody war. It was a bloody war. A lot of people died, and a lot of immigrants who were coming from other parts of Europe as a settler, to basically start their career again in the new land, they also died there like cannon fodder. So it was a very bad war. The trench warfare was invented in the American Civil War, which was taken to the new height during the First World War. However, this president pardons all the people who participated in the Civil War. And who was this president? I don't see any answer, so let me give you the answer real quick. That is the President Andrew Johnson. And Andrew Johnson was opposed bitterly for making such a decision, yet he gave that presidential order to pardon every citizen, even though they rose against the state, took the arms against the state, fought a battle with the army of the state. They also lost it, but they were pardoned by Andrew Johnson. Let's move to the next question. In the year 2021, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope was launched in a joint effort by which agencies? On an onboard Ariane 5 rocket from Europe's spaceport in French Guiana. So the two space agencies which collaborated in the launch of NASA's James Webb on December 25th in year 2021. You are supposed to give the answer. You have to give two space agencies which collaborated in the launch, not of making the spacecraft, not for making the spacecraft. That is very clear that the spacecraft James Webb was built by NASA. The question is about only the launch. Which two agencies participated jointly to successfully launch James Webb into space on December 21st, 2021? Do you know the answer? Well, let me give the answer real quick. It is the ESA, which is the European Space Agency, which runs the French Guiana spaceport, from where the ESA launches their Ariane rockets. And by the way, Ariane series of rockets are also managed by ESA and the Canadian Space Agency. So though these two space agencies collaborated and participated in successful launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. Now, James Webb, if you don't know, is the most sensitive space telescope ever launched by humans, and it can, it has an infrared vision which can pierce through the cloud dust and almost reach its vision to the close of the Big Bang. So the idea is to basically see the early galaxies, how the early galaxies were formed, how the early stars were formed, what were the conditions in the initial stages of the formation of the universe. So the scientist wants to basically see using James Webb, the early conditions which existed during the early part of the universe. And James Webb is not capable of showing us the Big Bang, but soon after the Big Bang, what were the conditions? James Webb Space Telescope will be able to see, because sensitivity of the optical instruments are in the range of infrared, which can be seen through the clouds of dust and even far off distances, given the sensitivity of the instruments are present on the James Webb. So friends, let's see if we have more questions left for today's Mind Gym. So we have come to an end of our quiz today.